They need to learn consequences, my aunt said at the gate, loud enough for the agent to hear. Well, go ahead. They can catch the next flight. By they, she meant me and my 4-year-old, who was sitting quietly in his stroller, with a half-eaten banana and the brave face he wears when grown-ups go strange. The rest of my family scanned their boarding passes and disappeared down the jet bridge. I didn't fight on the carpet. I asked for the supervisor, took an incident number, and saved the camera timestamp. 3 days later, when my family flew back into the U.S. after their island vacation, Customs pulled them into secondary inspection and played the gate video. The next time they saw us, it wasn't at baggage claim, it was in small claims court, and I brought the receipts. I'm Rowan Ellis, 29, pediatric nurse in Dallas. Single mom to a boy named Leo who can name every dinosaur and thinks airport. Trains are roller coasters. I plan for snacks like their weather and travel with a folder labeled, just in case. My family thinks that makes me intense. My therapist says it makes me prepared. The trip was my mother's idea. A reconnect vacation to Punta Cana. Me, Leo, my mom, Tina, my aunt, her sister, Valerie, my brother, Josh, and his girlfriend, Kelsey. It was one of those all-inclusive places that looks like a screensaver. My mom paid for her room and said, "We'll split flights." I booked all of us on the same itinerary. Dallas gives Miami, gives Punta Cana, returning the same way. I texted everyone a packing list and the usual reminders, including leave 10 minutes for toddler bathrooms, which is legally required in households with small bladders. 2 days before departure, Leo spiked a mild ear infection. Our pediatrician cleared him to fly with a decongestant and a sticker that said, "Brave Tiger." I told the family we might walk slower and sit closer to the front for less pressure change. My aunt responded with a thumbs up, and then the family group chat wrote, "We're leaving on time, no chasing. Teaching moment if we need to." Teaching moment is my aunt's brand like she invented boundaries and sells them wholesale. Departure morning went fine until Miami. Our inbound landed late. A ground stop added 30 minutes. A storm rolled in like a curtain. By the time we reached our gate for Punta Cana, boarding had started and Leo had to pee immediately. "Go," my mom said, distracted by a text. "We'll hold the spot." The bathroom was 8 gates away. I hustled with the stroller, coaxed Leo through the speed pee Olympic event, and ran back. We got to the counter 2 minutes before the door closed. The agent glanced at the clock, then at my family already lined up at the scanner. 2 more, I said, breathless, holding up our passports and boarding passes. "We're with them." My aunt turned, saw us, and did that slow, disappointed head shake people practice in mirrors when they want to look like principals in motion. We warned. "You," she said, "we can't miss this flight. They'll learn." I blinked. "We're here," I said. "We're not late." "We're boarding," she said. "You weren't." She looked at the agent. "Scan us through." The agent looked at me, then at Leo. "We can do it if you all go now," she said. "Once I close the door, I can't reopen." "Go," I said to my family. "We're right behind you." My aunt put a hand on my mom's elbow. "No," she said. "They'll take the next one. Lesson." "Valerie," my mom whispered, unsure, but the current pulled her. Josh stared at his phone. Kelsey looked like she hated conflict and wanted to marry it anyway. The agent tried again. "Everyone together now." My aunt smiled and handed over her pass. "We'll see you there," she said. "Be on time next time." They boarded. The jet bridge swallowed them. The agent closed the door. Leo, sensing the change in pressure, said, "Mama?" I knelt. "We're okay," I said. "We'll be on the next plane." "We're having a little adventure." "I need a supervisor," I said, standing. The agent nodded and picked up the phone. When the supervisor arrived, I explained what had happened in the slow, factual way nurses talk to doctors who don't have time for adjectives. They intentionally boarded without you and your minor child? The supervisor asked. Yes, I said. We were present before the door closed. They told you not to hold the plane because it would be a lesson? The supervisor's eyebrows folded into a shape. I recognize from charge nurses who have seen everything and still hate some things. I'll create an incident report, she said. I'll note that you were present and ready. We can put you on the next flight standby. It's in 3 hours. We'll also tag the group record with a note. Can you add that my child is 4? I asked, and that we were left intentionally. She looked at Leo and softened. I can, and I can call airport police to take a statement if you want. We don't get into family disputes, but leaving a caregiver and minor behind on an international itinerary can become a safety concern. Please do, I said. Also, can you give me the time you closed the door and the gate camera timestamp? She printed the incident number, the door close time, 10:17 a.m., and wrote gate 19 CCTV, 10:11 to 10:17 sequence on the note. I can't release video footage, she said, but law enforcement can request it. I thanked her. The officer arrived, calm but curious. He took my statement, including my aunt's lesson line, and gave me a card. Aviation Unit Incident #. He also did something kind without making it weird. He crouched down to Leo's level and said, Hey buddy, do you like airplanes? Leo nodded vigorously. Me too, the officer said. Good news, there's another one. We got rebooked on a later flight. The airline gave us meal vouchers and a seat assignment closer to the front. I texted the family. We were at the gate. Before the door closed, you told the agent to board without us as a lesson. The airline created an incident report attached. Airport police took a statement, incident card attached. Leo and I are on the 1:45 p.m. flight. Do not touch our room or our belongings. We will see you at the resort. My mom sent a string of texts that read like a person trying to apologize. Without saying the word, we panicked. Val said, hold firm. We'll meet you there. My aunt sent nothing. Josh sent K because sometimes adulthood is a keyboard diet. We landed 6 hours after my family. The resort was all palms and promise. Our room key was missing. After 20 minutes of desk diplomacy and a call to the manager, we got a new key and found our luggage neatly placed inside. Someone had already taken the king bed. The pull-out couch was open. There was a sticky note on the nightstand in my aunt's handwriting. Be on time next time. Love you. I took a photo of the note and saved it in a new folder, trip receipts. I did not create a scene. I took Leo to the pool and made a decaf plan. I sent one more message. Going forward, Leo and I will do our own schedule. We will not meet for excursions. We will not borrow or lend. We will not hold space at meals. We kept to ourselves. We built a sandcastle shaped like a rectangle because Leo enjoys geometry. We ate French fries and watched the sun melt like butter. I booked our own airport transfer back to PUJ, Punta Cana International, and changed our return flight to a different one on the same day, using points. The airline waived the fee in light of the incident. I also asked the station manager to append my incident report to the group's return record with a note, custodial parent and minor left behind on outbound. Please advise CBP of incident on return. She nodded, typed, and handed me a piece of paper with a line I didn't know I needed. We will. On the last night, my aunt cornered me in the lobby. I hope you learned something, she said, smile like a gate. I did, I said. So will you. She laughed in the way people laugh when they think they control the tone. Our return flights reached Miami 30 minutes apart. Leo and I landed at 2:10 p.m. We made our way through passport control with the other tired people. scanned our documents at the kiosk, and stepped up to the officer, who stamped and said, "Welcome home," like we were Dot as we walked toward. Baggage claim, my phone buzzed. Mom. CBP pulled us into secondary. They're asking about you. What did you do? Me told the truth. We waited near the carousel. 20 minutes passed. 40, an hour. I got a text from the number on the officer's business card. "Miss Ellis, this is Officer Hamid with CBP. Are you still in the terminal?" I replied yes. "Would you be willing to wait near Carousel 8? We may have a question." I said yes. Again, because cooperation invites gravity. 10 minutes later, my family emerged, not triumphant. They looked like people who had run out of water on a hike they said would be easy. My aunt's hair had lost the fight. My mom's face looked like too tight shoes. Josh's phone's battery had died. You could see it in his posture. Behind them, the CBP officer I texted stood politely off to the side. Another officer, a woman with a neat bun and the posture of someone who has had enough of this, was rolling a monitor on a cart. "Rowan," my mom said, overbright. "There you are." "Here I am," I said. Officer Bun nodded at me, then turned to my family. "We've concluded our review," she said. "A report has been filed with the airport police at Miami and the airline security liaison at Punta Cana. We've documented the incident." She didn't say child endangerment, but the words hung in the air like a sign you can read without speaking the language. Aunt Valerie tried, a tone that has served her in stores. "We didn't abandon anyone," she said. "We taught our niece and her child a lesson about punctuality." The officer didn't blink. "The video shows your party instructing the gate agent to close the boarding door and proceed without the custodial parent and minor child present at the gate. The parent and child arrived before a door closed. The gate agent created an incident report. We have a copy." She tapped the monitor. The video played without volume. My family huddled. My aunt gesturing, my mom looking torn, the agent glancing at the clock, me running up with the stroller, my aunt shaking her head, boarding passes scanning, the door closing. The time stamp. In the corner read 10:11 to 10:17. It's one thing to know you weren't crazy. It's another thing to watch the universe confirm it in 108 OP. We've noted the incident for future reference. The officer said, "You were free to go." She nodded at me and melted back into her world, which I decided would now and forever be my favorite part of airports. We rolled to the curb. Leo said, "Home?" I said yes. Some people apologize like a poem. My family apologizes like a receipt numbers first. My mom texted, "We'll reimburse you for the flight change." My aunt texted nothing. Josh sent, "That was wild." On Monday, I filed for reimbursement in small claims court, the cost of our delayed outbound, new flight difference, airport food, new airport transfer, and one hotel night we had to add because of the missed day, $1,347.29. I attached airline incident report, the police card, the gate timestamp note, screenshots of my aunt's lesson text from months earlier, photos of the sticky note in my room, and a screenshot of the customs officers. We've documented the incident text, names redacted. I sent a courtesy copy to my family and gave them 10 days to pay before service stop. My mom called. "We'll pay," she said. "Your aunt thinks you're punishing us." "I'm invoicing you," I said. "Punishment would have been public." "Shaming at the resort." She sighed. "Your aunt means well." "Intent doesn't pay for flights," I said. "Or therapy." She tried again with the anthem of the conflict avoidant. "Can't we just be a family?" "We can," I said. After we decide not to be a hazard, they didn't pay in 10 days. I served them. A month later, we sat in the small Dallas county courtroom with a judge whose patients lived in the thermos. I have an incident report from American Airlines, I said. I have a card from the airport police. I have a CBP text. I have receipts. I am the custodial parent. My family boarded an international flight without me and my minor child as a lesson, causing consequential costs. The judge looked at my aunt. Ma'am, she said, she's always late. I have clocks, the judge said dryly. That's not a defense. He ruled in my favor for the full amount plus court costs. He also looked at my family for a second longer than necessary and said, don't use airports to teach life lessons. My mom paid the judgment in installments. My aunt sent a certified check with a memo that read, under duress, which made me laugh out loud because even checks can be dramatic. I wrote new rules and taped them inside my just-in-case folder. I don't share itineraries with people who treat schedules like weapons. If we travel with family, we book separate flights and rooms. No one holds my child's passport except me. If someone says teaching moment, I ask, for whom? When people show me what they are at a gate, I believe them at baggage claim. I also made one call I'd been avoiding to my pediatrician's office social worker. I asked for a 30-minute appointment to talk about family systems and travel. She said, you're not the first. She helped me write a plan for future trips that included pre-trip agreements in writing and a clear exit strategy if people started performing morality plays at the expense of a preschooler. A month later, my mom asked to see Leo at the park. I said yes with conditions. Public place, 1 hour, no lectures. She brought bubbles, which is the correct answer to almost any question. After 10 minutes, she said, I'm sorry. It was small and real. She added, your aunt's used to being the captain. Pilot still answer to control, I said, and blew a bubble big enough to hold a day dot at Thanksgiving. My aunt tried to tell the story as the Miami miscommunication. I said pleasantly, no, it was the time you tried to teach a 4-year-old a lesson with customs and it backfired. She changed the subject to pie. I kept traveling. Leo and I did a tiny weekend to San Antonio Riverwalk boat to hotel pool where he learned to blow bubbles like a scientist. We took the airport train twice just because he still likes airports. So do I. They're where my family learned a boundary on federal letterhead. Sometimes I imagine the moment my family sat in the secondary inspection room and watched the video. I don't enjoy their discomfort. I enjoy the clarity. The camera doesn't care about your narrative. The door either closes or it doesn't. The clock either says 2 minutes left or it doesn't. The world keeps a record even if people don't. The next time they saw us wasn't at a gate they controlled. It was across a courtroom table where the judge said, pay the invoice. It was at a park bench where my mom said, I'm sorry. It's in my living room now when my son points to his little suitcase and says, trip? And I say, yes, and we go just us on time. No lessons required. If someone weaponizes a boarding door and calls it a lesson, don't debate document. Ask for the incident number, the timestamp, and a supervisor. Let the airline, airport police, and customs write the sentences you'd have to shout, then send the invoice. The cleanest revenge is a quiet report, a stamped judgment, and a kid who still loves the airport train.